Welcome everyone to German Tool Reviews. Today we have the Stahlwille 2017 Advent Calendar. This is actually the first year that Stahlwille has done an Advent Calendar, probably seeing how popular Varus Advent Calendar has been in the last couple of years. The calendar itself is enclosed in a cardboard sleeve to protect the doors from opening during transport. Just like the other calendars, the Stahlwille version has cardboard tabs on the back that can be folded out to make a stand for use on a tabletop. However, there are no holes in the back of the unit to hang it on a wall. There is one distinctive feature of this calendar over all the others I have seen, and that is the augmented reality application that can be installed on any iOS or Android device. The application itself makes use of the device's camera and uses computer vision to recognize the calendar and superimpose a Stahlwille tool cabinet over it on the screen. You can then open each of the drawers, which provides a link of a video on that particular product line. There is even an Easter egg within the application. If you can find Bert, it will take you to a page on the Stahlwille website with instructions on how to get your free Bert plush. The doors on the calendar are perforated on all four sides with a small inward tab to show you where each door will open. The calendar itself is a little bit smaller than the Varus one. The numbers were a bit hard to read in some instances, but I think this may have actually been by design to make you hunt a little harder to find each day. On the first day of the calendar, you will get a plastic case that is used to store the remainder of the tools on the calendar. Stahlwille took a little different approach on how they stored the items in each of the compartments. Instead of using a formed plastic insert like we saw in the Varus calendar, they designed cardboard holders for each of the tools. I'm guessing this was to minimize movement of the items during shipping and to prevent any chance that small pieces could slip into adjacent compartments. Seems a bit more labor intensive, but I have no problems with this design. A couple of items did slip out of their holder at some point before the door was open though. If you don't want to open any of the doors and just want to get to the tools, you can of course just open one end and slide out the cardboard divider structure. Now it's time to review the tool set that you will construct once all of the doors have been open. The set comes in one of Stahlwille's ABS cases. I was originally disappointed when I heard they were going away from the steel cases that they would typically use for these sets, but after seeing the quality of these plastic cases, I'm not as upset as they were done really well. The case is a very thick ABS plastic with stainless steel pins on the rear hinges. I'm thinking that they were concerned about corrosion, which is why they went with stainless steel instead of a cheaper zinc-plated steel pin. There is a Stahlwille logo on both the top and bottom of the case, but the one on the top is painted silver to show which side is up. This would hopefully prevent one from opening the case upside down and possibly having all the tools fall out. The front latch is also branded with the Stahlwille logo. After completing the set, you should get something that looks like this. Something to note about this set is that it is limited in edition, meaning that you cannot purchase the exact set separately at this time. The closest set I could find in the Stahlwille catalog was the 40/20/4 SCI set, which only comes in a soft case, has a couple of extra 1/4-inch bits, and does not include the bottle opener. To give you an idea on the value that you get with this calendar set, that particular set has a list price of around $375, which makes the $150 calendar set quite a bargain. On the upper lid of the case, there is a foam insert that contains an etched illustration of each of the items in the set. I also like how they put the part numbers in there as well, so you know what to order if you ever lose a piece. The foam used is a fairly dense multi-layer foam that looks to be CNC cut. It was cut out very well with very clean edges. Sometimes with this type of foam cutting, you will see sporadic rough edges which would indicate a dull router bit, but no evidence of that here. Now looking at the 80-tooth ratchet included with the set, you'll first notice that there are no screws holding everything together. That is because this type of ratchet is known as an anti-FOD, or foreign object debris ratchet. These ratchets are designed without traditional fasteners, such as screws, to prevent any possibility of a screw falling out while you're using it and end up somewhere that could eventually cause catastrophic damage. You would hear the term FOD used mainly in the aviation and military industry, where dropping a screw could cause major issues to the equipment. One interesting thing about this particular anti-FOD ratchet is that it has a push-button release for the socket, which is something that is not typically seen in this ratchet style. I do see some clips on the ratchet, which I'm not entirely sure of their purpose or if the ratchet is even serviceable. That might be something to look at in the future. Another thing to note about the ratchet is that it probably has the quietest ratcheting mechanism I've ever heard. Even next to a microphone with high gain, you can barely hear the mechanism. Compare this to the Varus speed ratchet, which I previously thought was exceptionally quiet. I have the feeling part of this has to do with the sealed aspect of the ratcheting, with it being anti-FOD that provides some additional sound deadening. I do have a similar 3/8 Stahlwille ratchet set which I have yet to review, but I do remember observing that the ratchet was exceptionally quiet in that set, so I don't think it's limited to just the 1/4-inch model. The grip on the ratchet is a two-component design, with the black portions being a hard rubber material and the green part being a hard plastic. The set comes with two 1/4 inch extensions of 2 and 6 inches in length. These both contain the quick release feature that has a locking mechanism for the socket on the end of the extension. This is another feature that is targeted towards the aerospace industry to ensure that the socket doesn't fall off the end of the extension that could possibly happen with non-locking extensions. Just a simple proof of concept, with a non-locking extension it could be possible for the socket to pull off if you happen to hit it on the edge of another part when removing it from the work area. With a locking extension this would be much less likely to occur, if at all. One downside I see with this design is that the button protrudes quite a bit that could cause issues when using very small sizes such as the 5mm socket. Whereas it looks like the locking mechanism that Ware came up with solves this issue by recessing the button within the shaft of the extension. Now onto the sockets. These are all from their 40 series product line. The sizes included with the set are the 5 to 13mm inclusive. The Stahlwille socket contains a couple of advertised features such as the AS drive and HPQ features that stand for anti-slip and high performance quality respectively. The AS profile is used to maximize the transmission force on the fastener. Sockets marked with the HPQ tag are supposed to be much thinner than standard sockets due to the particular alloy used. Investigating those features may be something to look at in the future, but are not really in the scope of this review. However, doing an initial survey of several socket brands, it does appear that the Stahlwille sockets are about 5% thinner than other brands. The chrome finish on the Stahlwille products is worth mentioning. It is actually quite unique in that it is not polished nor matte. It would be somewhere in the middle. I would surmise it would take quite a lot of quality control to ensure that all of their chrome products come out with this identical finish. Next, there are a couple of 1/4 inch bits included with the set. Torx Bits included are a T10, T15, T20, and T25. We also have some hex, 3mm and 5mm, and a Phillips number 1 and number 2. Inside of the case there was a space to add 4 more bits to the kit. It would have been nice to see some slotted and 4mm hex bits in the kit. I suppose you could always drill out some additional holes in the foam and add your own. Also included is a 412 1/4 inch bit holder. An interesting design of this holder is that it appears to use an embedded spring within a groove of the holder that acts to hold the bit in place. It was definitely very difficult to insert the bits into this holder. I believe this is because you need to have the bit lined up pretty well before inserting it due to the design of the holder. With what little time I have used the set, it has worked out great. I did notice the ratchet does have very good clearance around the drive, and due to it being a fine tooth ratchet, it is good for areas with tight clearance. Overall, you get a great value for the set considering what it would be the cost to acquire each of these tools separately. If you're interested in getting some Stahlwille tools, this would be a great opportunity with this calendar set. Hopefully you enjoyed that look at the 2017 Stahlwille Advent Calendar. Check out the link in the description to the full review. There are also some affiliate links in the description if you feel the urge to pick this set up. Have a good week and I'll catch you guys next time.